from the point of view of startups and companies that want to build on top of the cloud, especially in this economic environment, it seems like there is an opportunity to gain competitive advantage by offering services that are at lower cost and maybe with more functionality and features than people who are doing it the old way. And also, I'd just like to note for the everyone in the audience there, this thing is being streamed, and I've been watching the numbers, and there's been really consistently about 1,500 people watching the live stream on the web. So, you know, I don't know how many people are in that audience, but it's multiples of that online. But anyway, to the question, can you get to the competitive advantage issue?
Well, I certainly think just in terms of speed to market, the fact that you're spending the first 6 months of your new startup actually working on your prototype, or even better, working on your actual application, instead of actually, you know, creating a PowerPoint presentation and spending a lot of time on Sand Hill Road. I just think it's obvious, and I think, you know, it's very clear that you know, startups today versus startups even 2 or 3 years ago, they're using a combination of all of these things, depending on what their goals are, depending on what the application or the problem that they're trying to solve, and that, you know, on some level, if you're not actually taking advantage of the leading edge of what is available, just getting a company off the ground, you're getting in your own way.
Amitabh.
The startup scenario is one of the key scenarios that we designed Windows Azure for, and the key thing is that if you have 2 guys in a dorm trying to do the next startup, you want to take away from them all the headache of buying the hardware, and that has been achieved by commoditizing compute and storage. But in addition, we also provide full management of those services, because that's just half of the battle. The other half of the battle comes out is, what about the headache of you know, upgrading the OS, the patching of the OS, the upgrading of the software? How do you make sure that how many instances that you have on your front end are exactly, if one goes down, how do you automatically go manage those things out? And in Windows Azure, we try to take all those headaches away and try to manage that. So the key goal is to really allow the software developers to focus majority of their effort on the application itself, and which results into, you know, how fast they can go to market, and they don't require as much capital expenditure and things like that to enter the market for.
Actually, one more thing, to state the obvious, the other thing about what's happening in the cloud today is distribution. Yeah. So, I mean, when you create, to Mike's point, when you create a Facebook app, you actually are getting distribution for that in a way that, again, wasn't possible without the cloud and without the different applications as well as infrastructure that you're seeing here. So, you know, and that's going to just continue to get both on some level easier and on some level harder as the cloud continues to mature, because more people can create applications, and that the idea actually becomes the most important thing. Is it something that connects with people in a way that they want to consume it and they want to use it, and getting all of these different pieces, whether it's the infrastructure as well as distribution, getting it right up front. The great news is that it's going to be a lot cheaper and a lot faster. But it's also going to require a company and a startup to navigate a more crowded market space.